Hello and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Rich and Stella, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Stella's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands. We're going to introduce to you our training equipment. Rich is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep most of that leash in his right hand, and that leaves his left hand free to give a correction. If you need to give Stella a correction, you're just going to give her a tug and release on her training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. We're also using a clicker. You can use the clicker to motivate Stella to regain her attention and also to give her praise. We also use treats periodically, but not all the time, because if you use treats exclusively, then she will only learn to work for treats. The first command we're going to demonstrate for you today is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Stella heel. You're then going to take off walking. She's been trained to walk nicely at your left, at your pace, so she should not lag behind, pull forward, but stay right there at your left knee. And then incorporated into the heel exercise is an automatic sit. So whenever you stop moving your feet, she should sit automatically and wait for her next command. Notice Rich gave her a click and some praise. Now as you're working with her, you're walking along, you can keep her motivated by praising her, telling her, good girl, let's go, things like that. We'll show you the sit and the stay again. Now when you're working with her with sit stays or down stays, in the beginning you're going to want to keep them very short, but then you're going to build up her ability to stay for longer periods of time. Rich returns all the way back to her.
Good job.
And we'll run through the heel, the sit, and the stay again.
Ready? Stella, go.
Now when you want to take off heeling, you want to start moving your feet. So if Stella's still sitting there, you just keep walking. She's to follow you and your commands.
Stay.
Now when you give the stay command, it's a stop sign right in front of her face but not touching her face, and the one-word firm command to stay. It's a stationary command, so you don't use her name, because if you use her name, she's going to want to get up. And you want to be firm with your commands. Don't ask a question. So Rich is demonstrating the recall or the come on command. When you want Stella to come into you, you use her name and the word come. So you say, Stella, come. And she's been taught to come in and sit nicely right in front of you. And that way she's not coming in and jumping up on you. We'll show that to you again.
Stay.
You want to use that leash kind of like you were reeling her in like a fish. You want to end up with all the leash in your hand. And that way she doesn't have an opportunity to jump on you or to run past you. She's a very sweet, smart girl. You can see her looking up at Rich. She's paying attention to her trainer. She really enjoys doing these commands. The next command we're going to show you is the down command. You're going to take your hand and lower it to the ground and tell her down. Again, it's a stationary command, so when you tell her to down, you're not going to use her name, and you're going to have her seated first. So have her in a sit before you give her the down command. Again, start out with short periods of time when you're practicing this, and then as you both improve working with each other, then you build up the time that she can stay in a down stay. You should practice these commands inside as well as outside. That way she knows to respond to you in both environments. And this time we're just going to call her in. Again, the command is Stella, come. There we go. These are all the formal obedience commands that Stella has learned while she's been here with us at school. She's been a pleasure to have. We've really enjoyed her. She's a sweet, smart girl, and we please ask that you keep us posted on how she's doing once she's back home with you, and schedule any lessons if you need them. Thank you so much for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainers.